Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So we are back with another tutorial on Splunk basics. Okay, so in this tutorial we will see how to create dashboard with interactive filters. Okay, so when we say about interactive filters, if you have seen my previous tutorial, we shown how to create input buttons like drop down, radio buttons, multi-select, right, and submit buttons in the dashboard. So what we'll do is when we select any content in that input boxes, we will use those tokens, and that will be passed into the searches, so the dashboard will be automatically updated. Okay, so this is how our output should be. Okay, so I just want to show you. So if you have seen the dashboard, I have a drop down, right, with the countries, and I also have a multi-select with some years, right? So I have two dashboard, one with the bar chart and another one with the pie chart. So if I select a country, these charts getting updated, right? And see, I can select any countries, it's keep changing. Okay, and if I select for the year, you can see only the last chart is getting updated, right? So this one will not get updated because I have not kept this chart for based on that. Okay, so that's how the output should be. Okay, so we'll create this whole content as part of this tutorial. So before I get into the actual creation of the dashboard and the interactive filters, I have a request for you. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, and I would request you to please like my videos, give your comments, share these videos with your friends, with your colleagues who are possible, so that they also get to know more about Splunk, and also I get more people checking out these tutorials. So I'm using a Splunk which is running on a CentOS. So if somebody is not aware how to set up Splunk, please check the video description. I have given the link how to set up Splunk in the video description, and also the previous tutorials like how to create dashboard, how to create Splunk app and everything. Okay, so let me go to the app. Okay, so this was the app. Okay, Splunk app, and I have a dashboard in it. Okay, so I'm going to create a new dashboard. I'm going to call this as interactive dashboard. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, and I'm going to make it a shared app, so it's not a private. Okay, so now we have the dashboard, but I don't have any panels added. I don't have any inputs, right? So if I go to the source, this is the basic dashboard, right? So I'll go to the UI section, and the first part I want to do is I want to add a drop down input. Okay, so you will get this options here, so just click on this button, so you'll get the things. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to bring up something on the drop down, right? So if you see in this one, we have the countries listed here, right? So I'm taking these countries from a field which is from a search. Okay, so let me show you what search I have used for that. So I'm using this search where I'm using an input from a CSV file. Okay, and I'm using some eval to strip some year, so it's not mandatory this part, but I will show you in the upcoming tutorial why I want to use this, because I want to make this as a base search, okay, which you can use it in the enhancing your searches, but I'm not going to show that in this tutorial. But just to want to show you, like if I run this, you can see I have a list of countries and the count, right? So but I'm going to use only the country field. So let me use this search. Okay, and I'll go to this section and I'll put it into the search field. Okay, and I'm going to label this input as country. Okay, and I'm going to give the token name as country. So you can give any name for the token, but just make sure that you have to use this token for using the interactive dashboards. Okay, because we take the value from this token which we set here. Okay, so let me let's add this. Okay, let me apply. Before apply, I want to use the value country, which should be listed in the drop down, right? So the field which you need to set has to be applied here. Okay, so if you don't know how this is done, you have to check my previous tutorial. So I have shown how to set these values coming from here. Okay, so the country is listed. Okay, so I want to set some more values, so I'm going to give all and as star, so all means every value will be selected. Okay, and I want to set that as the default. So I will set both initial value and those things as default, and I'll also select this option like search on change. Okay, so now you see like it's set for default as all. Okay, and I can see all the countries listed here, right? So let me save this. So you can see the first input button is listed here. So now what I want to do is I want to add a panel for this, so that when I select the country, I can get some output. Okay, so before adding the panel, let me show you what search I want to use it for the panel, so that I can get some bar chart. Okay, this was the search we used to get the country, right? So let me remove this stats parts. Okay, so this will be the events. So what I want to do is I want to filter based on a country. Okay, and I also want to get an average from it. Okay, so let me show you what will be the output. So I will also select top values. Okay, so if you see, like it should be like a bar chart here, right, where the country is the country name and also a top limit 20. Okay, but I'm going to a little bit tweak this search. Okay, so if I go back, let me add a panel. Okay, I'm going to use a bar chart. Okay, and I'm going to give the search string here. So the search string is like this. So if you see the search string, I'm using search country name separately, right? You can add this country equal to somewhere here as well after source equals CSV. Okay, but I'm using this separate because I want to as I told before, like in upcoming tutorial, I will keep this section as a base search. Okay, so I want to keep this separate. So let me add this to the dashboard. Okay, so let me give a title. Probably I'll give a title as bar chart for country. Okay, so let me save this. So now we have the first panel added. So if I go to select these countries, you can see it's not getting changed. Okay, so you can see the average temperature is 4 over here. Okay, so you can see like the value is not changing, right? So if I select all or any countries, it does not change because the search is default set, okay, for that country. So if I open this search, so if I click this search button here, and if it's opened in a search bar, you can see the search is set to default to this country, right? So it's not changing irrespective of what you change in the drop down. Okay, so let me edit this screen and let me go to the source so I can show you how it is defined. Okay, so the first section, if you see, the input type is drop down, right, and the token we have set as country, and it's using this query for it. Okay, and the panel part is here. Okay, and title we have given, and if you see the search query, we have the country is hard coded here, right? So what I want to use is I want to change this, and I want to get the value from this token. So I'm going to use the country token here. Okay, so what actually does is it takes this value from this input box. Okay, so let's see what impact it makes. Okay, so what we have done is we set the country to the token for this input. Okay, so let me save this. Now if you see, let me set this for default, which is all, right? And if you see this chart is something like this, right? Some value for average 26.8480, right? Something like that. Now if I change this to Africa, you can see it's updated, right? So you see that if I change it to Algeria, right, it's again changed. You can change it to anything I want, right? If I put it Asia, it's changed, right? And you can double check this. If I click on this search, you can see it has changed the country to Asia, right? So if I change this to Africa, and if I click this search, you can see the value is changed to Africa. So whenever we change the value in the input drop down box, this bar chart takes the value from this drop down, right? So this bar chart is an interactive dashboard now, so it's keep changing the value as per the input from this drop down, right? Okay, so that's the drop down part for this. Let's me create another one more input. Okay, so let me add another input, and I will use a multi-select here. Okay, so let me edit this, and this place where what we want to use is we want to use a year. Okay, so I will name this as year. Okay, and the token I will call this dt_year. Okay, and let me put the search string over here. And this search string I have shown in my previous tutorial, like how to strip time from the fields. Okay, time and year, so I'm using that over here. Okay, so I'm just keeping this all time, and the field which has to be reflected here should be dt_year. Okay, so let me apply this. So now you can see the year are reflected here, right? So let me make some more modification over here. So let me select search and change. Let me add a static option all, so I can set that as default. I'll put it star over there, so the default value should be all, and also the initial value should be all. Okay, so let me save this. Let me see, the default value should be all. Okay, it's not set. Okay, so I want to set this as all. Can we start over here? So here default should be all, and the initial value should be all. Okay, then let's apply this. So now it's done. Okay, let me save this. Okay, so default it should be set as all. Okay, okay, so let me add another panel. So I'm going to add a panel, and I'm going to call this panel as it's a pie chart. Okay, and I'm going to call this pie chart. Okay, and let me enter the string which search string I want to use. It's almost the same search string. Okay, what I changed is I also added one more search where they give the year as 1973. Okay, and the country is this, and the year, and this is almost the same, right? The top limit 20 average temperature, and the remaining search is same. Okay, let me add this to the dashboard. Okay, so now you can see this is also added. So let me save this. Okay, so if you want to edit this, put it somewhere in the parallel, I think you can do that as well. I don't know whether both can fit together or not. Let me see. Yep, so you can see it's on the same page as well, same line. Okay, so it's easy for us to see. Okay, so now we have a bar chart on the left, and the right we have a pie chart, right? So now if you see the changing these values does not impact anything on the pie chart, right? Because if you go to the search string, we have hard-coded the country and also the year. So what we want to do is let's edit this dashboard, go to the source. Okay, And if you go to this pie chart section, we have this country and also the year, right? So similar way how we set the country for this panel, let me add this over here. Okay, this is the country. Okay, so I want to set this token here. So this country token will come from this input, right? And another input, multi-select input, is here, and the token name is dt_year. So the token has to be very clear. If you don't use the token correctly, you will not get the right output. Okay, so let me put dollar and the token name and end with the dollar. Okay, so what the dt year value should come from this multi-select input. Okay, so let me save this. So now what it has done is, if I select this search, you can see the countries Albania and dt year star. Why? Because here it's Albania is the country, and here is all, right? All means star. So let me change the value. Okay, let me put something here, Antarctica. Now you see both the panels are changing, right? But there is no value for it. So let me change something else, Argentina. Yep, you can see the bar chart is also changed, the pie chart is changed. Okay, now let me add a year over here, so 1972, right? So now if you see this pie chart is changed, there is no impact for the country bar chart, right? Because this field is not added anywhere here. So if I search, take this search string, you can see the year has been changed to 1972, right? So that's why it's getting changed. Okay, so let me change this to 1976, right? So you can see it's changed. Okay, so I hope this is you're able to understand how this search is working, right? So if you don't want to see these filters, you can hide the filters, okay, and show the filters. So just let's go back again to the source. So let me just show you. So there are two input section, right? One input section for a drop down and one for multi-select, right? And we have given the token names here, right? And these token names are used inside these searches, right? So we have a bar chart search panel where I am using the country input from that drop down input, right? And there is another pie chart where I have two inputs coming, one for the country and the one for the dt year, right? So the one input is coming from the drop down and the one is from the multi-select. Okay, so we will see in the upcoming tutorial like how we can change this part into a the source search into a base search. Okay, so we don't need to run the full search in each panel, and also in this imports we can create a base search, and we using that search we can add the other rest of the queries into it. Okay, so we will see that in the upcoming tutorial, but I think this tutorial you are very clear on how to use the token, right? And you can add more filters if you want, but this concept is same. You just add what you need to collect in the filters, which I've showed you how to get that detail, right? And once you do that, you use that token into your interactive dashboard. Okay, so that is all for this tutorial, and I hope this is informative for you, and thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video and also the other videos in my channel. So please go through it and share them with your colleagues, friends, and please provide your comment. Okay.